Welcome to Dino Land, a magical place where the past comes alive and dinosaurs roam freely. Here you can explore a world filled with wonder and excitement, where every corner holds a new adventure. From the towering T-Rex to the gentle giants, Dino Land is a place where imagination knows no bounds. Dino Land was a sunny place with lots of trees. Big dinosaurs lived there. The lush green forests were home to many different kinds of dinosaurs, each with their own unique characteristics. The air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and the occasional roar of a dinosaur. It was a place where nature thrived, and the dinosaurs lived in harmony with their surroundings. Rexy the T-Rex was the strongest. He was the king of Dino Land, ruling with his mighty presence. His powerful legs and sharp teeth made him a formidable predator. But Rexy wasn't just strong. He was also very smart. He knew how to find food and protect his territory from other dinosaurs. He had big teeth and a loud roar. His roar could be heard from miles away, sending shivers down the spines of other dinosaurs. It was his way of letting everyone know that he was in charge. Rexy's roar was a symbol of his strength and dominance in Dino Land. Terry the Triceratops was very big too. He was one of the largest herbivores in Dino Land, with a massive body and a gentle nature. Terry loved to graze on the lush vegetation, using his strong legs to move through the dense forests. He was a peaceful dinosaur, but he could be very protective of his friends and family. He had 3 horns and a big frill. His horns were his main defense against predators, and he used them to protect himself and his loved ones. The frill on his head was not just for show. It helped him regulate his body temperature and communicate with other Triceratops. Terry's horns and frill made him a unique and fascinating dinosaur. Rexy and Terry did not like each other. They always fought. Their clashes were legendary in Dino Land, with each battle drawing the attention of other dinosaurs. The ground would shake as they charged at each other, their roars echoing through the forest. Despite their differences, there was a mutual respect between them, as both were strong and determined. Rexy, this is my part of Dino Land. Terry? No! It's mine! Terry shouted back. Their arguments were fierce, with neither willing to back down. They both believed they had the right to the best parts of Dino Land, and their confrontations were a testament to their stubbornness and pride. He swung his head with its 3 big horns. Terry's horns were his weapon of choice, and he used them skillfully to defend his territory. His powerful swings could deter even the most determined predators, and he was always ready to stand his ground. Rexy and Terry were very stubborn. They would never agree. Their rivalry was a constant source of tension in Dino Land, but it also added to the excitement and drama of life in this prehistoric paradise. Despite their differences, both Rexy and Terry were essential parts of the Dino Land community, each contributing to the rich tapestry of life in this magical place. One day, Rexy and Terry had a big fight. They stomped their feet and roared. The ground shook. Suddenly the ground cracked. It was an earthquake. Rexy! What's happening? Rexy cried. He was scared. Terry? I don't know, Terry yelled. He was scared too. The ground split open between them. It was a deep, dark hole. Rexy and Terry were on opposite sides. Oh no! Rexy and Terry had to find a way to get back to their part of Dino Land. They walked and walked, their tiny feet crunching on the fallen leaves and twigs. The dense forest seemed never-ending, and the towering trees cast long shadows that made the path ahead look even more daunting. They were determined, though, to find their way back home. Soon they came to a scary swamp. The air was thick with humidity, and the sound of croaking frogs and buzzing insects filled their ears. The swamp looked like a place out of their worst nightmares, with dark, murky waters that seemed to go on forever. The swamp was full of bubbling mud. It smelled yucky. Strange plants grew everywhere, their twisted shapes and vibrant colors adding to the eerie atmosphere. Some plants even seemed to move on their own, swaying gently as if they were alive. The ground was soft and squishy beneath their feet, making every step a challenge. Rexy and Terry didn't like it. The swamp was nothing like the cozy, familiar surroundings of their home. They felt out of place and uneasy. their usual confidence replaced by a growing sense of dread. The further they ventured into the swamp, the more they wished they could turn back. "Rexy, this place is creepy." His voice trembled as he spoke, his eyes wide with fear. He had never seen anything like this before, and the unknown was terrifying. Rexy whimpered. He missed his cozy cave. The thought of his warm, safe home made him feel even more scared and alone in the vast, intimidating swamp. He longed for the comfort of his familiar surroundings. "Terry, I want to go home." Terry's voice was filled with sadness and longing. He missed the field of delicious ferns where he used to play and eat. The swamp was a far cry from the lush green paradise he was used to. Terry cried. He missed his field of delicious ferns. The memories of his favorite place made the swamp seem even more unbearable. He felt a deep sense of homesickness that he couldn't shake off. Rexy and Terry felt sad. They had never felt so lost and alone before. The swamp was a harsh reminder of how far they were from home and how much they needed each other. They realized that their journey was not just about finding their way back, but also about sticking together and supporting each other through the tough times. They wished they hadn't fought. Their arguments seemed so trivial now, compared to the challenges they were facing. They understood that they needed to work together and be there for each other if they wanted to make it back home safely. The swamp was scary, but they knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Rexy saw a log across the swamp. Maybe they could use it as a bridge. "Rexy, Terry, maybe we can use that log to get across the swamp." "Terry, good idea." Rexy and Terry pushed the log together. It was hard work. They had to work together. Finally, they got the log into place. They could use it as a bridge. Rexy and Terry crossed the swamp on the log. They were happy to be on the other side.
"We did it," shouted Rexy. He was proud of himself.
"We did it together," said Terry with a smile.
Rexy and Terry couldn't believe it. Working together felt good. Rexy realized that Terry was very strong. Terry realized that Rexy was very smart. Maybe they weren't so different after all. Rexy and Terry walked back to their part of Dino land together. The sun was setting, casting a warm golden glow over the landscape. The two dinosaurs, once fierce rivals, now walked side by side, their footsteps in perfect harmony. It was a sight to behold, a T-Rex and a Triceratops, creatures from different worlds, united by an unexpected friendship. They were no longer afraid because they had each other. The fear that once gripped their hearts had melted away, replaced by a newfound confidence. They knew that as long as they stood together, they could face any challenge that came their way. The bond they shared was stronger than any fear, and it gave them the courage to move forward. On the way, they talked and laughed. They shared stories of their adventures, their dreams, and their fears. They discovered that they had more in common than they ever imagined. Their laughter echoed through the valley, a testament to the joy they found in each other's company. It was a moment of pure happiness, a reminder that friendship can be found in the most unexpected places.
"You know, Rexy, you're not so bad for a T-Rex." Terry's voice was filled with warmth and sincerity. It was a simple statement, but it carried a deep meaning. It was an acknowledgement of the bond they had formed, a recognition of the friendship that had blossomed between them.
"And you're not so bad for a Triceratops, Terry." Rexy's response was equally heartfelt. It was a moment of mutual respect and admiration. They had come a long way from their initial animosity, and now they saw each other in a new light. They were no longer just a T-Rex and a Triceratops. They were friends. Rexy and Terry had so much fun that day. They played games, explored new territories, and enjoyed each other's company. The day was filled with laughter and joy, and they created memories that would last a lifetime. It was a day that marked the beginning of a beautiful friendship. They learned that it was much better to be friends than enemies. The realization dawned on them that friendship brought more happiness and fulfillment than rivalry ever could. They understood that by working together, they could achieve so much more. It was a lesson that would stay with them forever. From that day on, Rexy and Terry were the best of friends. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and they became inseparable. They faced many adventures together, always supporting and encouraging each other. Their friendship was a beacon of hope and a reminder that even the most unlikely of friends can find common ground and create something beautiful. Everyone in Dino Land was happy that Rexy and Terry were friends now. They decided to have a big celebration. All the dinosaurs came. They danced and sang.
This is the best day ever.
I agree.
Rexy and Terry were the guests of honor at the party. They felt loved and special. Rexy and Terry learned a valuable lesson that day. They learned that friendship is very important. It's much more fun to be friends than to fight.
I'm glad we're friends, Terry.
Me too, Rexy. Friends help each other.
Rexy and Terry knew that they would always be there for each other, no matter what. As the sun went down, all the dinosaurs were tired from the party. They went back to their homes in Dino Land, feeling happy and content. Rexy and Terry fell asleep, knowing they had each other's backs. Dino Land was a peaceful and happy place, all thanks to the power of friendship. The end.